Yo guys, what's up? How's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to my channel. My name is Michael. The whole point of this channel is I want people to come, be uplifted, feel better than they came when they left this video. Better mentally, better spiritually, just feeling better, getting in a good mood after these types of videos, just having better perspective on the things that are important and the things that you should prioritize in life. And just knowing that life is unlimited, your potential is unlimited, and I want you to know that after you watch these videos. So tune in, welcome. I wanted to share this video, make this video. Just saw some stuff from this past week when I was at church. Pastor gave a great sermon, man, and this isn't all like I'm gonna be diving into God and getting all this. I was a little hesitant to make that video for that reason. This isn't me gonna be like shoving down God down your throat. I just want to share some things. Like if you actually read the Bible, there is a lot of good insights and just like situational knowledge in vast majorities in there. If you believe in God or you don't, if you read the Bible, you will be a smarter person. There's a lot of good insights in there. So I just wanted to share some of the things that I thought that were really good from notes that I took and share those with you guys. Maybe for some of you guys like this, and yeah, I don't need to dive further into it. I want to share this because I want to share it. So the first thing that I took a note of is that being of service is a glorification of God. Being of service is a glorification of God. So this is like one of the basis of like something I learned from someone named David Meltzer, one of my past mentors. And he always talks about being of service to people, always making yourself of service to people, of being of value. And it says it right there. That's a glorification of God. So if you're looking for ways of how you can glorify God, find ways of how you can be of service to other people. If it's donating your time, if it's going and helping someone clean their house, or the little ways. It doesn't always have to be the big way that we always make things to make out. Like when we think being of service, we think of like, for some people, where I'm trying to say is they overlook the little things that they could do. Like being of service is simple. Maybe it's opening the door for someone, or telling someone they look beautiful and that they have a nice smile, or making someone feel better because you were there for them. Or it could be traveling to Mexico and building houses for families and stuff. Like being of service, the universe, God, I don't think they know size. I think that they just know good from bad. Like you do something, you're doing something good, you're putting good deeds out there, and you're doing bad deeds and you're putting bad deeds out there. They don't know the size of the deed, God, universe, they don't know size. So just doing the things, being of service, being of help, that's a glorification of God. And it's going to, I think, when you do those types of things of being of service, that's how you make the world a better place, because you have a good instance that people feel loved, and they go and they share that with the next person, and they share that with the next person, and then like it's just a tumble effect. If everyone was just to be of service to everyone, we would have such a happier world. The second note that I got is the greatest moments in life are a glimpse of the greater things to come. I truly believe that I agree with what he said what I thought that he was saying is that like there is moments where we experience a heaven on earth, where like you're with your family, it's the perfect scene, you guys are on vacation, or you're just sitting around the house and everything is so perfect. Like those moments of that you wouldn't trade for the world. Maybe it's like the success you feel from, works that you put in and that you're now showing, the family stuff, personal achievements, whatever it is. I think that is a glimpse of the greater thing to come, which is obviously heaven. But I think that there is glimpses of like a heaven on earth. So I thought that was pretty cool, that you can kind of tune in to see like, oh my God, like the greatest moments, like even though those only comprise to like sometimes a small percentage of our lives, it seems like, because we work hard, we're in process, and then we achieve that great moment. Or, maybe that's actually not it. Like it could just like the greatest moments are sometimes the simplest ones of just like appreciation of like you're with your family and you look around and you're like, man, this is the best. Like everyone's healthy, we're all here. Like that's a great moment. I think that's a glimpse. And, now that I'm thinking off the top of my head, like a question to propose maybe is like, why can't you constantly live in that great moment of heaven on earth, of like that just bliss? Like, why do we have to wait to feel that type of happiness? Why can't you feel it all the time? That's just something to think about, something I've been thinking about. So what this main talk was about that he talked about was, why do Christians have to suffer? Why? And it doesn't have to be Christians. It's just, it could be people in general. Like, why do people have to suffer? But one of the things that it made a lot of sense to me of why people suffer, and it makes sense. Like, you need suffering. You should bring on suffering. You should bring on challenges and disappointments into your life because of what they are going to be able to do for you. But the cool thing that he said is that through many tribulations will you enter the kingdom of heaven. Through many tribulations will you enter the kingdom of heaven. That's almost like converse, because sometimes you would think that, like, when so many tribulations are happening to someone, that they're going to get like heavy heart, or like a resentful heart, that they're going to have like, oh God, why are you always doing this to me? Like, why do I always have to go through these things and stuff like that? But I don't think that's the case all the time. Unless you make it to be, unless you're that type of person. But through here is just if that you can keep a perspective, like a mindset, in going through those tribulations, you will enter the kingdom of heaven, because of what he's saying is that suffering and adversity keeps you humble. That was the second note after that, is suffering and adversity keeps us humble. Sometimes prosperity and self-sufficiency makes us too proud and think we don't need the things that we got. So that was the second note, but that's further down. But by tribulations, is because when you go through things that are hard, you develop like more of a sense of empathy for other people. Like, when you see people that are struggling, when you have been in a similar situation, you have more compassion and more empathy to treat people in tougher situations with love and kindness and understanding and compassion and patience and things like that. So when you go through difficult situations, it gives you more of a worldly view, a godly view into other people's lives of what they could potentially be dealing with, because maybe someone didn't give you the love and the empathy and the compassion that you needed when you were in those moments of tribulations. And now, when you're aware of it, you can be that person for someone else that you needed to be. So, and aligns with suffering and adversity keeping us humble. It 100% does. And I'm trying to find the right words to say on this, but when you have a lot of this, I think, tunes back to mindset. Like, you got to have the right mindset, because suffering and adversity only keeps you humble if you let it. That's where I didn't agree with this, is I think it needs some context behind it. Like, suffering and adversity does keep you humble if you have the right mindset, but also suffering and adversity can make you become a little bitch. You know, you get entitled. You're like, why do I have to go through all this? Like, why is this happening to me? And you can start to complain, and it just makes you become entitled, and it makes you become a quitter and a failure and someone that just looks like someone with a million excuses as to why they're not doing what they want to do. But when it's used the right way, suffering and adversity does keep you humble, because it always is like suffering and adversity. It puts you back into your place. Like, you could be having a lot of good things happening in life, and then you go through some suffering and adversity, and it's like that check, like the reality check. Like, hey, Michael, let me let you know, you still have much to learn. Stay humble. You're not better than what you think you are. You have much, much progress to go. That's the good thing. And if you can recognize that, suffering and adversity will keep you humble. And then leading on, sometimes prosperity and self-sufficiency makes us too proud. And that's kind of why that was the other side of the sword, saying like, if you don't go through those hard times, like things are always just going up, 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 you start to become too proud. Like, you feel indestructible. Like, you feel like you got it all figured out. There's nothing that can hold. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel like you're in a zone, but you need adversity and suffering in your life to break through to constant new levels. So you don't want to get proud. You don't want to think that you're special. I think that's the main thing, is don't think that you're special or better than other people because of the successes that you have. You don't know the circumstances that are completely controlling of why those things are happening to you. And maybe if things were just a little bit shifted, it wouldn't be happening to you. So don't be proud. Like, constantly stay like, yeah, I'm happy with where I am. I'm content. I put in a lot of work to get here, but I'm still going to continue to work my ass off, because I want, not that it's bad. I was going to say, because I want more. And maybe you do want more. Maybe you don't. But, maintaining, you still need to work to even maintain. You still need to have those things to maintain. And the last thing is, pain reminds us of a deeper need. When we go through things that are tough, when we go through things that suffering adversity, a lot of times it's because of something that we lack. And it exploits a need, something that we need to now integrate into our lives. Maybe it could be something like you need to become emotionally stronger. Maybe you need to become more patient. Maybe you need to have more bird's eye view thinking and see things from a different perspective. Suffering happens to us when we make mistakes because we didn't have that deeper skill or that deeper thing that we needed. So that's brought upon, and it exploits it, and it reminds us like, hey, we need to fix on and work on this deeper problem, this deeper need. So those were the main notes. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed sharing it. I'm trying to be just super consistent, like as far as like videos every single week. I'm not gonna put a limit on how many I do or how many I don't do. I'm going to do them every single week, but as far as the amount, I do not know. I enjoy it. So I hope you guys enjoy this as well.